Hello guys, I'm Rafael Ervolino and I'm here to give my opinion. So I'm here today to talk about the big franchise Harry Potter. You know, it was the biggest franchise in history till Marvel Extended Universe came up. People who know me knows how much I like Harry Potter. You know, it's just something very meaningful in my life and I am a massive fan, and well, that's it. So now talking about the openings of the franchise. So my favorite opening from far, it's the Chamber of Secrets, because it's very beautiful opening. And a traveling camera, everything, you know, it's so great. But I don't know why, but from the Order of the Phoenix ahead, then all the openings started to be apart from the scene. Like the Warner Brothers logo and the Harry Potter logos are apart from the scene. I don't know why, but it doesn't look as cool as in the Chamber of Secrets. So the Chamber of Secrets is the one I like the most. The Order of the Phoenix is the one I like the least. So through this franchise we can see many changes, like the fat lady's portrait in the first movie. They go through a corridor to get to it. Then in the third one you can see it's right in the grand staircase. Many classrooms as the potions.
However, for those, control your emotions, discipline.
As also the Defense Against Dark Arts classroom. The Whomping Willow, it changed it from one place to another. It looked like another tree. And also some designs, you know, like the Daily Prophets in the first one, it's in a Gothic style, it's Victorian style. And in the first one, the wands looked all the same. And then they fashioned each wand according to each character. Hagrid's hut on Hogwarts grounds, and that was there. Now they go down through a hill and then there's the Hagrid's hut. The art direction, you know, it was already great in the first one, but in the third one was even greater. It was even better. You know, I could see that the art direction in the third movie, it was beautifully detailed. It was great, just beautiful. The lightning is all blue in many movies, and I consider it pretty artificial. But in this movie they did a great lightning in a night scene, you know.
Professor?
The soundtrack, I know it was John Williams, the same who composed the first two ones, who composed this one, but this one he got even better. It was much more sensitive. And in the first two ones, I think it sounded a bit old-fashioned, you know, like old movies.
Cool.
But in this one it was even better, you know, it was great, the soundtrack of this movie. One thing that I didn't like, it's because, okay, unfortunately, Richard Harris passed away. They were very lucky, because this character is 90% covered in costume. Like, if you have an old man and you put the same costume, Dumbledore's costume of the first, he would look exactly the same, because we can see, we can practically see only his eyes. Change it so radically, Dumbledore's costume, and even his beard. It was long and white in the first two movies, and in the third one then it's short and grey, and it doesn't make sense at all. I think if they want to change Dumbledore's costume, do a gradient through the movies, you know, so we cannot notice so briskly, you know. They did it so briskly, and it was very noticeable. Also, the actor has changed it, but I think it was good to change the actor, because I can imagine that scene, you know, in the fifth movie, where when Dumbledore fights Voldemort, and you know, I think Richard Harris won't be able to do a scene like that, you know, because there's a lot of movement and a lot of action, so it had to be a younger Dumbledore. But please, don't do it so briskly, the changes, as they did in the Dumbledore's costume from the second to the third, otherwise it doesn't make sense at all. Another thing that I didn't like in The Prisoner of Azkaban was the comedy scene. The humor was too exaggerated. I mean, it looked like a comedy movie, sometimes, a cartoon sometimes, and it doesn't make sense, it doesn't fit the rest of the movies. And also that scene, when Sirius Black's a good guy, it just happens also so briskly, that the change from evil Sirius Black and a good Sirius Black.
Are you going to kill me, Harry?
James and Lily made me your godfather.
I know.
It sounds like, Harry Potter, hey, got you. It didn't look realistic as the one we saw of Snape in the 6th movie. If you watch it for the first time, thinking Snape is a bad guy, it works. If you watch it for the second time, knowing Snape's a good guy, it works as well. So the scene is very, very good. And it works, and it was not like the one, The Prisoner of Azkaban.
Severus. Please.
Okay, now talking about The Goblet of Fire. The way they did the big book in a 2-hour movie, they did it great. Like we see Harry Potter for the very first time, with no combed hair, that's the way he is described in the books. It leads the franchise to another standard, because of the graveyard scene, the Cedric's death, and also one thing that I think, the Cedric's death was a very good scene. It was, but how do I say, there wasn't impact enough in the scene he's killed. Because many people who haven't read the book and watched the movie, they don't understand Cedric Diggory was killed till the scene that Harry is crying over him.
He's back! He's back! Voldemort's back! Cedric, he asked me to bring his body back. I couldn't leave him. Not that.
So this scene, I think, the impact was not good enough for people to understand that he was killed. But the drama after that was very good.
Feel that this dreadful loss reminds me and reminds us that while we may come from different places and speak in different tongues, our hearts beat as one.
And I think the Sirius Black's death in the 5th movie was the other way around. Like the scenes of Sirius Black's death, there wasn't an impact enough. Like it's clear, you can understand he dies. Like Sirius Black was very, very important even for Harry, and there wasn't a very good dramatic scene. That scene that they took the sound off, and they took the drama off the scene too, The Dumbledore's death, which I think is the best of the franchise, because there was impact and there was drama. So impact and drama, perfect combination.
Avada Kedavra.
There they got it, I think, after 2 movies, 2 deaths. Okay, now talking about the Order of the Phoenix. Actually, I liked very much the beginning and the end of the movie.
I wanted to take the others and get out of here.
What? No, I'm staying with you.
You've done beautifully. Now let me take it from here.
But the middle of the movie, I don't think it's that great because I think it's missing, there's a lack of action. If there was the credit scene that we can read in the books, you know, like when they are taking the owls, the audience is like that, you know, like, okay, what's the point? In the other movies, in the previous ones before David Yates, I think it was much more focused on the Harry Potter social life, like, with who Harry's dating now, or who did Harry fight Ron? Did Harry and Hermione have a discussion? You know, something like this. It was more focused on Harry Potter's social life and also Harry Potter's universe. Like, what is an arrow? So this universe, of course, is the environment, it's the universe that the story happens. So it has to be introduced, otherwise people won't understand, they won't follow. Harry Potter's social life is part of that, but there is the main plot of this story. You know, why Harry survived, you know, and the connection between Harry and Voldemort. And I think, you know, David Yates, after The Order of the Phoenix, there was a very good thing that David Yates did for the series. And I think that's why he's there till nowadays. Because he healed, you know, one thing that I think was the weakest point of Harry Potter was the connection, you know, between one movie and the other. Like, there were many things that didn't make sense, some sets that didn't show up anymore, some soundtracks that we didn't listen to it anymore. There were many changes of directors, and David Yates, he could brought back some songs. He could brought back some sets.
I've never been to this part of the castle. At least not while awake. I sleepwalk, you see.
And he could connect better every movie, you know, he could heal this thing that was the weakest point of the franchise, I think.
Feeling sentimental.
That's private.
And, you know, in the sixth movie, I think it was very, very good. You know, it's my favorite. 7 part 1 and 2 as 2 separate movies. If I get them together, you know, it might be the one I like the most. And now talking about the 7th one, yes, the movie's great, it's fantastic. I liked the adaptation because, okay, the book was big, but there were 2 movies for 1 book. Excellent idea. You know, like, we could see Harry Potter for the last time in a great way, you know. But one thing that things now that I didn't like in the last movie, like the death of Peter Pettigrew. I didn't like it at all, you know. I think if they did the scene as it was in the book, it would be, in my opinion, the best scene in movie history, you know, because, you know, you see a villain being killed by his own hand, you know, being struggled by his own hand. It would be just fantastic, you know. It would be, I think I would look at it as a meaningful scene, you know, like, he is also paying for Harry because Harry saved his life. In the 3rd movie, you know, it would be excellent, but the way they did it was childish, dumb, and ridiculous. When Harry and Voldemort are flying, I found it a little awkward, you know, that CGI of Harry and Voldemort's face being transformed on one another, you know why. And one thing that I didn't like is because there's no celebration after Voldemort is defeated. Like, it took 10 years, it took 8 movies for us to defeat Voldemort, and when Voldemort is finally defeated, there's no celebration. Like, if they did it as it was in the book, you know, there was a big feast, and even if they didn't put the big feast, but if they put that scene that Harry gets in Dumbledore's office, leaves the Elder Wand on the table and all the pictures starts clapping, it would be great, you know, and Harry starts crying, you know, that would be a very moving scene. I would cry, you know, if they put that scene in the movie. It would be so great, and they did it. And I think, you know, even if they didn't put the scene that Harry, Ron and Hermione are taking their children to Hogwarts, and only that scene that Harry leaves the wand at Dumbledore's office, the pictures clap and he cries, you know, it would be, you know, just a very moving end for the franchise. So guys, please follow Ervo Films on Instagram, on YouTube, subscribe to my channel, and also on Facebook. And I am publishing the content here in English, even the content that is in Portuguese, it's subtitled in English, and you are going to enjoy it a lot. So please subscribe to my channel and well, share, like and comment.